In 2015, you lied on other people to get yourself out of trouble, didn't you?
I told her that.
Essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel, and I don't think that that is proper.
I assume that message has been relayed to the witness, and I do believe it was intimidation.
False assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury. You talk.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
Day 136 of the Young Thug YSL RICO trial was wild. Defense lawyers get to cross-examine Quindary Zachary and all his lies from 2015 and 2017. Miss Love and Max Shard get in a heated exchange towards the end. Yeah, the cross-examination on Quindary Zachary is actually pretty entertaining, so stick around towards the last half. Hey, subscribe, join channel membership. Let's go, boys. Alright, first look at Thug on day 136. Got the suit and tie on. I feel like he has actually lost a little bit of weight, maybe like 5-10 pounds maybe. He's got a grill in, I think. Oh no, he's got the 2 teeth down here. Quindary's back up on the stand. Apparently the state finishes with him quickly, so.
And you said that you weren't slime back in 2015. Do you consider yourself slime today?
No.
Rock Crew and YSL, you would consider the same thing, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis and Gaither that Rock Crew and YSL were the same thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why are you telling the feds that, man?
Kel shot at the gambling house. Thug and you were inside the gambling house at the time that it was shot at. Is that right?
I don't know.
Did you tell Gaither and Dennis in August 2015 that Thug and you were inside the gambling house at the time that it got shot out?
I don't know.
Did Woody and Moontunk shoot at Kel on MLK after Kel shot at the gambling house?
I don't know.
Did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Woody and Moontunk shot at Kel on MLK after Kel shot at the gambling house?
I don't know.
The video that you and Moontunk made where Moontunk was shouting out Kel was made in January after the shooting at the gambling house. Is that right?
I don't know.
And in that video, Moontunk was mad about trivia, right?
I don't know.
Did you tell Detectives Gaither and Dennis in August 2015 that the video was made in January?
I don't know.
Did you tell them it was made after the dugout got shot out while Thug and you were inside?
I don't remember.
Moontunk was mad about trivia.
I don't remember.
Right.
Bro was telling him everything.
The tension between YSL and If Gang escalates after Woody and Moontunk shot at Kel.
I don't remember.
Okay. The night that Donovan Thomas got murdered, January 10th, 2015, Shannon and Yak were the two who first told you that they caught Nut down bad, correct?
No, I lied.
Did you tell Detectives Gaither and Dennis that they told you that first?
I think I did tell them that.
Okay. They both told you that it was Shannon, Yak, Nard, Duop who caught Nut down bad and killed him.
I lied.
Caught Nut down bad. Someone's objecting. He's saying he lied.
You and Shannon were at Thug's condo when you were talking about how they killed Nut. Is that right?
I lied. If you would have checked and investigated, y'all would see I was in the hospital.
When you say you were in the hospital, are you saying you were in the hospital on January 10th, 2015?
Earlier that day, yes. Then I went home. I was asleep.
Okay. Nard was not at the condo when you all were talking about that, right?
We never talked about that.
Okay. Dennis and Gaither in August 2015 that Nard was not at the condo.
I lied.
Shannon go to leave and to see a girl while you were at the condo. Get up to leave.
I wasn't there. I told you.
All
If
right.
y'all would have did y'all investigation for real, y'all would see.
Okay.
I was not sick in the hospital earlier that day, so I couldn't have been there.
Okay. Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that?
I lied. I had got caught with a gun that had 100 shootings on it, so I was just lying.
You say he got caught with a gun with 100 shootings on it, like the Nibin hits probably or whatever.
Did Shannon say his gun had no more bullets?
Shannon never told me anything. Shannon don't even talk.
Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that y'all noticed Shannon's gun was out of bullets?
No, I was just looking to blame Shannon because we ain't never really get along.
Did Shannon take Moontunk's gun to leave when he went to go to visit the girl and go to the store because his gun was out of bullets?
I never saw Shannon that night.
Did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Nard had this AK-762 during the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I told him, but I was lying. I was going through all type of stuff, just mad.
Did Shannon and Yak tell you that Shannon had an XB-45 at the time
No.
during the killing of Donovan Thomas?
No, Shannon or yet never told me nothing about no killing. I was just lying.
Did you tell Detectives Gaither and Dennis that Shannon had the 45 XB
No,
at the time
I was just
that he
lying.
killed?
If I did, I was lying. I know I came back later on and told them that I was lying on Shannon and he had nothing to do with it.
Then they took the rental car back after Bentley hid the guns, according to Shannon and Yak, correct?
Shannon yet never told me nothing. If me and Wood wrecked the rental car, how can they still have it?
Okay. After Bentley hid the guns, they took the rental car back, right?
I don't remember.
Telling them what they did with the rental car and who hid the guns, bro. From a juror's perspective, does this prove YSL was a gang? I'm not sure.
Did Shannon tell you that he and Yak were going to pick up Yak's girl, but they f***ed up and seen Nut?
Shannon never told me nothing. Shannon don't even talk. I told him that, but I lied.
Did Shannon tell you that they then rolled back around and started shooting at Nut?
No, Shannon never told me nothing. I keep telling you, man don't even talk for real.
It seems Miss Love is more motivated today to actually get through the witness quick and ask him concise, direct questions. She's doing better today.
Did you tell the police that Shannon told you that after seeing Nut, they rolled back around and started shooting at them?
I lied. Shannon never told me nothing.
Is it true that Shannon nor Yak ever mentioned that Kel was on scene or that they saw Kel outside with Nut?
Shannon yet never told me nothing. I told you, I got caught with a gun that had 100 shootings on it, and I was just looking at it like shit. I ain't know Shannon like that anyway.
Okay. Shannon and Yak tell you that part of the reason that they shot Nut was because they believed during a gang meeting on MLK, an if gang meeting, Nut put YSL and 30 Deep on a plate, or meaning Nut gave the green light for members of if gang to harm members of YSL and 30 Deep.
Shannon yet never told me nothing.
Hold on. That's new to me. She's saying Nut gave the green light to kill YSL members? I thought this was all over like record label drama of them. Nut saw that people were trying to steal his artists.
I think I did, but I was lying.
Okay. Did you tell the police as well that you learned that it was if gang only after D and Thug got on Twitter and started tweeting?
I ain't never saw him tweet on Twitter, nothing like that before, so I had to be lying.
Okay. While you were in Miami, was Woody laying around on the couch all day because he was afraid?
I don't really know who would be afraid, but I don't know.
Did you tell the police that Woody didn't really get up off the couch because he was scared because his homes were getting shot up?
I don't know.
I know it's not funny. I'm just imagining Woody laying on a couch, shaking, looking out the window for people, just because of like Woody's like character.
Thug stopped hanging with Woody as hard as he had before.
I told the police that Thug didn't want all the drama around him. That's what I told the police, if you're gonna say that.
Is it true that Thug stopped hanging with Woody after all of that, for whatever reason that you have to tell the jury?
I said he stopped hanging around all the negativity. That's what I told him. But they kept trying to make it seem like he was telling people to do this and he was telling people to do that. And I told him he ain't even like that. And they were like, I don't believe it. He tell y'all what to do.
Don't tell them what they said about that, okay? But is it fair to say that you believe... Your Honor, that was non-responsive and giving hearsay that I've not elicited.
Ask for hearsay this entire...
Your Honor, and we've not asked for hearsay.
Steele said she's been asking for hearsay the entire time. So Thug didn't want to be around Woody no more because he was drama and negative or something?
Did you have anything to add to that answer, Mr. Zachary?
I said what I said.
All right. Anymore.
Is it true that you believed that Thug found out about Donovan Thomas's murder after the murder itself?
He had to find out after. The whole world found out after.
And did you tell the police that you believe that Thug found out after it happened?
I mean, it's common sense. How can he know beforehand?
Did you tell the police that Nard and Mooktunk were always on go because they were the oldest two?
I don't know.
The oldest two are the crash out dummies? What?
Did you tell the police that Thug acted normal and asked them why they killed Nut while you were in Miami?
I said that because they kept trying to make it seem like Thug had something to do with that. And I was mad at Shannon.
Hold on. Didn't the state trying to say that Thug rented the car and this was all planned? But right now they're saying that he didn't know until after and asked them why they did it. That's what Quindarius said in an interview.
Shannon and them, in your words, tell Thug that it was because Nut said it to go and gave a green light for YSL and 30 Deep members to be harmed.
Told them whatever to put the blame on Shannon.
Okay. Did Woody shoot up Lucci's studio on Metropolitan?
I don't know.
You all suspected that Woody shot up Lucci's studio on Metropolitan.
I told the police that because I know I had got caught with a gun that's had a lot of those shootings on it, but they said it in my preliminary hearing.
Was Rich Homie Quan at the studio at the time that it was shot up?
I don't know.
Was his purple truck hit?
I don't know.
That Woody was driving his brother's white Dodge Charger.
I told you, I don't remember, but can I explain?
Yes.
I told.
This is all great and wonderful, but I feel like a lot of this trial is just people talking. I just want to see phone tracking, DNA, ballistics that put people in these cars with all these shootings. Does that exist? I feel like we've seen very minimal of any of that.
$10,000 on whoever shot at Lucci's mom's house, whether they were told that by Boo. I don't know if he did or didn't. I'm not offering it for the truth of that.
I'm so sick of her saying I'm not offering it for the truth. I'm so sick of that.
That's factually incorrect based on the transcript, but also it's hearsay.
I'm not basing anything on transcript, and I'm not offering it for the truth of the matter asserted. I'm offering it for its effect on the people who heard it and the reaction that it got when they heard it.
Overruled.
The night that Nut was killed, did you see Lucci and Kel pull up at Thug's condo?
How can I see them if I wasn't there?
Did you tell the police that you saw them pull up at Thug's condo?
No, I don't know.
Did you purchase a 223 for Woody for $1,000, where Woody gave you $1,000 for the gun?
I'm on federal probation for that, so I guess, yeah.
Bro, this trial is such a shit show. What's happening with the audio? It's suddenly shitty, dude. Why is the audio so bad in this fucking courtroom?
Did I say that?
Did you plead to gang activity in it?
I just told you, I'm not talking about that case. I pleaded to the whole case. I was already down 3 years.
You admitted there as well.
No.
No? Okay, tell me about it.
29, when I caught my case in 2018, I never talked to no police.
Did you plead guilty to participating in criminal street gang activity?
I was down 4 years already, so they offered me time served. I had to go do 14 more months in the Fed, so I might as well take time served the 4 years in the state.
So you're saying he pled guilty to the gang shit because then he was able to get out earlier?
And was the gang in that case YSL?
Yes, but they supposed to drop it because I was already on probation for that same gang charge from another shoe. I thought they had dropped. I never looked at it before I signed it.
Yes.
Still didn't like that.
Plead guilty, or did you admit that the April 28th shooting was gang activity, as reflected in the document I have in front of you?
Did I plead guilty or did I admit?
Both.
I pleaded guilty, but as far as admitting it was a gang shooting, I don't know that.
Okay. And you pled guilty and admitted that this activity...
I didn't admit. Nothing admit, Lord. She
Okay.
I admitted.
So he's saying pleading guilty is different than admitting to the state It isn't. It's admitting your guilt. But he's saying he was just doing it to get out of jail. You know what I'm saying?
Did you admit to Detective Thorpe that YSL is a gang?
I admitted it, but the only reason I admitted it, like I keep telling y'all, I had learned from my previous case, from the May the 5th case, everything they were saying in preliminary hearing.
Identify Duop by his photograph.
I don't know.
Did you tell detectives Gaither, Thorpe, and Dennis that you didn't really know Duop because he was Jack's partner?
I don't even know if yet know him. I just telling you, I just making stuff up.
Were you shown a picture of Shannon during that interview with Detective Thorpe after Gaither and Dennis?
I can answer and explain, right?
Absolutely.
I don't remember, but Thorpe know he was dead wrong talking to me, knowing how my mind was. Y'all put an autistic junkie in the interrogation room and expecting him to be honest.
Okay.
Bro is not happy about her airing out. He was looking at pictures of his boys, identifying them to the police.
Nard brought the Draco with a strap to Thug's house the day before Donovan Thomas was gunned down.
I don't remember, but if I told him, I told you I only named guns that I had, so I don't know. I don't really know about guns. I only named guns that I had.
All right.
60% of you aren't subscribed. Come on, hit the subscribe bell.
During that interview on August 5th, 2015, after Thorpe came in, were you shown a picture of Shannon standing at a window in Thug's condo?
I don't know.
Did you tell the police that that picture of Shannon was taken days before the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't know.
And after that, did you also tell the police you didn't know a thug buying guns for these crimes?
I believe I told him that, but they kept trying to say that Thug was doing this and doing that. And to my, like, he controlled the people, this and that. I'm telling them no.
Did you believe that they wanted you to say something about Thug?
Yes.
Okay. And did you believe that after your preliminary hearing, they wanted you to say that YSL was a gang?
Yes.
The YSL deep. Slime shit. Yeah, ho. I'm playing ho. You don't have real big bullets. I mean, play with her. Yeah, ho. That's at the boy Bills. What they doing? That's at the boy Bills. My mom, big bro Snake.
Do you see a green emoji next to slime?
Like a green turtle.
A turtle?
I can't really, it's blue.
100% certainty that that was Nard.
Yes, but I was lying.
Okay. Did you write Nard and the date 8/5/2015 on this photo?
I don't remember.
Bro wrote down his boys' names and the date and signed it.
Are you able to tell the jury who those people are in the video with you?
No.
I mean, in the picture.
No.
And at the bottom, is this a post that you made at your page YSL Lil D?
I mean, that was my name, so I had to post.
Is this you?
Yeah.
And are you in the front seat of a car with Shannon?
Yeah.
And is that in the back? Who is that in the back seat?
Regardless.
Tamikion Garlington?
Yeah.
All right.
So the usual, just going through social media. Him and Shannon in the club with money.
Do you remember telling them in that 2017 proffer that Shannon came to Thug's apartment after the murder and told you something about the murder? When they tried to get you to tell them exactly what Shannon said, you said, I don't want to talk about that.
Because I didn't agree to that interview. I told you if you looked and did your research, there was some problems behind that interview.
Did you tell them in that interview that you saw Yak at Thug's condo, specifically the Sky House condo, at about 9 or 10 on the night Donovan Thomas was killed?
Yes, but I lied.
Okay. In this interview, if you're thinking or if you're being tricked, what's making you lie in this interview?
Because I thought that was my lawyer. I didn't know. They just came and woke me up. Like your lawyer, you can go out for a legal visit or something. But I normally have that lawyer, but he wasn't even representing me at that time. I had a whole different lawyer. So I didn't know what was going on.
Nard was in the car, and that Demikion, Yak, Shannon, and Duop were all in the car at some point on the night of Donovan Thomas's murder.
I don't remember.
Did you tell the police that they did not get the guns from Bentley?
I don't remember.
Right. Did you tell the police that Yak, Shannon, Duop, and Nard did not take Demikion along for the murder?
I remember telling them Shannon had nothing to do with the murder.
Did you tell the police that Shannon told you he committed the murder?
I also told them that he had nothing to do with it. I was lying on it. So did y'all, you gonna ever say that part?
I'm going to ask you, did you say that you changed your mind and now you didn't believe Shannon?
Yes, but the lawyer told me just go along with what you had already ever told me.
Now, do you remember being at a concert in March of 2015 where Thug spoke about Mr. Rich Homie Quan, but called him instead a horrible name that starts with a B and rhymes with Rich on stage in March of 2015?
B word homie Quan.
I don't think I was there.
Were Rich Homie Quan and defendant Jeffrey Williams working together anymore by March of 2015?
I don't know.
Did you tell the police that by March of 2015, defendant Jeffrey Williams and Rich Homie Quan were not working together anymore?
I don't know.
Did you know Nut to hang around with Rich Homie Quan?
I don't remember.
Did you tell the police that he did?
I don't know.
Did you tell the police that after Shannon told you that he had caught Nut down bad, he later said he didn't do it?
Did I tell them that?
Yes.
Yes.
Shannon saying I caught Nut down bad is crazy if that really happened. The state says he's one of the shooters.
Did you tell them that Thug was the only one in possession of one rental car and it was the Infinity during that time?
I told them Wooda told me that was Thug. I never told them I saw Thug in the car. Nothing. I made that clear to them plenty of times.
Okay. Did they ask you rather, were Thug and Quan beefing at the time Nut was killed?
I don't know what I told them.
Did you tell them no, after Nut was killed, Thug and Quan were beefing?
I don't know.
Tell the police that YSL believed that Rich Homie Quan was part of Nut's gang.
I don't know.
Right here. That's him.
See yourself in that segment of the video, Sean.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, this is that 2009 Rock Crew video, I think. He must be really young in this.
My nigga, let's say he the king of white swag.
What's happening? I guess they're skipping that for now.
Did you tell the police that based on what Shannon and Yak told you and Nard, that the murder of Donovan Thomas wasn't planned, but they just made a decision once they saw him? Did you tell the police that in the 2015 interview?
So how is this Thug's fault? If it wasn't planned or anything, how is Thug getting in trouble for renting a car? Dude, the RICO charge is ridiculous. If you have friends that are a gang that commit a crime without you even telling them to do it, you can get a fucking RICO charge on you.
I don't remember if I did a lot because Shannon never told me anything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Checking out here. No, you did. That's all. Hey, that's a little number, Johnny. You gotta get the chamber motherfuckers on there. Let me buy a little digit on there.
Hold on, he is short as shit.
What you call the whip chamber this? He's going to 100. Y'all just get on there one time, man. They say either one, we'll change score 100 points. See, let me tighten up on them. Yeah, the new arrival. Yeah, that's all. We'll change score 100 points.
Do you know about how old you were?
I don't know.
Were you under 15?
Wait, under 15.
Okay.
She's finally done. Cross-examination now, starting with Max Shard.
We've never spoken before in our lives, have we?
No.
Do you recall yesterday repeatedly saying, I don't know, and I don't recall?
Yes.
Okay, let's be real. When you said, I don't know, and I don't recall to some of those questions, that wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay. That wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay. Mr. Zachary, when the state asked you if you know what a gang is, and you said you don't know, that was not the truth. You do, in fact, know what a gang is, correct?
I know, like, what I heard, yes.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know about TIG Studios, and you said you don't remember, that wasn't true, was it? You do know TIG Studios, correct?
No, I don't know that for real.
You don't know where TIG Studios are?
No, I don't know that for real.
When the state asked you if you remember the night that Kenneth Copeland got jumped at Club Crucial, and you said you don't recall, that was not true, was it? You do recall that night, don't you?
Yes.
Dude, Shard's coming in hot.
Being it, and I'm not saying at a particular time, being at Jeffrey Williams' condo at all that night going into the morning, whenever it was, and you said you don't even remember being there, that wasn't true, was it?
Can I answer and explain?
You can always answer
Yes.
and explain.
I don't remember being on that night, but I remember like probably early that morning, like probably 5, 6, something like that.
Okay, of course, because you went to Miami from Jeffrey Williams' studio, right? That next morning.
By 7 in the morning, something like that, yeah.
Right, so you had to have been there at some point, correct?
I told y'all in the morning.
I'm not saying you remember everything, but you do remember some things from those statements, correct?
Yes, I remember some things.
Okay. The reality is, you don't want to talk about the things you said in 2015, isn't that true?
Yes.
I'm surprised he's agreeing with all this.
In 2015, you lied on other people to get yourself out of trouble, didn't you?
I told all that.
Okay, but those lies are the very things that you don't really want to talk about here today, isn't that true?
Yeah.
You understand that this trial is important for these gentlemen back here.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
We're not going to have the I don't recall routine today, are we?
I've been asking questions today, and if I don't know, I'm gonna let you know I don't know.
I appreciate that. Did you take that picture?
I probably did, but I said I don't remember.
Okay, did you tell the police back in 2015 you took that picture?
Yes, I think.
Okay. Who is in that picture?
Shannon.
Is that Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
Do you recall when that picture was taken?
It had to be late 14 or 15.
When you were saying that you couldn't read, is that true, or was that saying something you were saying out of frustration yesterday?
No, I have trouble reading and writing for real.
Okay. Can you read that caption? And if you can't, it's okay. If I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm reading it accurately? Okay.
Okay, it's zoomed in more. Can you
No, I
read it?
can't.
Okay.
I can't read.
That's a lie, right? Like, he can clearly read. He typed shit in 2014, 2015.
What hairstyle?
Oh, so they've been saying that the suspects have dreads and shit. In this picture, Shannon has no dreads. He's trying to be like, it wasn't Shannon, he didn't have dreads.
What hairstyle does Mr. Stillwell have in that? Is it a short hairstyle?
Look like mine, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When you were saying yesterday when you were frustrated that you couldn't see back here, was that true? Do you have trouble seeing distances?
I told, yes, and if they would have did all this research before they started asking me, they would see. They would have saw all these problems I had.
Okay. And I understand. I guess my question is, can you see Shannon right now? Okay. Are you aware that today Shannon Stillwell has dreadlocks? So you don't know what Shannon's hairstyle is today?
I haven't saw Shannon in like 10 years.
In 2015, Shannon had short hair.
Yes.
Grabbed handguns, correct? Or when I say handguns, I mean firearms. Just put it like that.
Yes.
Okay. You hopped in a car with Sledge in Garlington.
Yes.
And you went to Alexis Bryant's house where SG was, correct?
Yes, I think I told y'all that.
We're just reviewing,
Yeah.
okay? And you went there because you wanted to protect her, because she was your girlfriend.
And my cousin was there too.
And your cousin was there too. Drive to Alexis Bryant's address, and you see people shooting from a car, or at least you see the car, and you see shots being fired at the house where Alexis Bryant and your girlfriend SG are, correct?
Yes, I think I said that, yeah.
We're just reviewing.
Okay.
Okay. And that upset you.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
And Demekian was already upset.
I mean, he got jumped on, so pretty sure, yeah.
And the two of you decided to get revenge on the people that were doing this to your girlfriend and your cousin, correct?
They say ex-girlfriend, but yes.
Ex-girlfriend, I'm sorry. A girlfriend at the time. Fired at the house in the apartment.
I told him, yes.
And one of the guns that was used was a gun that belonged to Mr. Sledge, correct?
No, it belonged to me. I just told them it was Sledge. I got caught with it.
Okay. Whether it was yours or Sledge's, you were arrested with it on May 7th, 2015, when you were driving around with Summer
I think I thought it was May 5th.
Either 7 or 9 days after the shooting, you were arrested with that gun.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings for that gun would come back to that crime scene.
Objection calls for speculation.
You were aware that that gun left shell casings on the scene.
Objection, that would call for speculation too. Unless
If you know.
I mean, you and Demekian were shooting the guns.
Yes.
You knew that.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings would be on the scene.
Your Honor, I'd ask for clarification as to which scene he's talking about. There were two.
Okay, both scenes from April 28th.
See, I didn't know anything about shell case until I got locked up with the gun, and they said the preliminary hearing with all the about the shell case.
Okay, well and thank you for bringing that up. That preliminary hearing where you learned about the link in the shell casings, that was prior to the August 5th, 2015 statement you gave, correct?
Yes.
So you knew that information going into the day that you gave the statement.
I think I said that. Yes.
You remember when the state started using the words they and those people? You remember that?
Yes.
And you remember when I objected?
Yes.
And you remember when I asked the state to clarify who they were talking about?
Object as to the reference to what Mr. Sharp did and said, and asked that if he has a question about that day or night, that
I'm
he
getting
asked that question.
I think he's trying to focus his attention on it, but we'll go ahead and get to.
Remember when I asked Ms. Love to clarify who they was and those people were?
Yes.
And remember she wouldn't?
Your Honor, I'm going to say that it's not.
Okay, well, let's be clear. You were not talking about Shannon.
No, I thought you were talking about Garland in the shed.
Right. Your testimony here today, under oath, is Shannon was not there at all on April 28, 2015.
I told them that, but yes.
Clarifying the whole situation that Shannon wasn't there yesterday.
Was Jontavius Stevens there?
What?
April 28, 2015?
No.
All right. Have you ever heard anyone even suggest that he was there
Objection,
before?
Your Honor. Relevance to that question.
James.
How is that not relevant when she hinted at it through direct? I guess she never really asked directly about Trontavius, but she asked about dreads.
April 28, 2015, you faced aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, you had criminal damage to property charges, correct? You had gang act violation charges, correct?
Yes.
And you had possession of a firearm during commission of a felony charges, 2 of those.
Yes.
Holy shit, how much time was he facing?
And all in all, to your understanding, prepared to go speak to the police on August 5th, how much time did you believe you were facing?
I told you, I think they said like 189 years.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
No wonder he started singing. I thought he was facing maybe 10 to 20 years or something. That was just a guess in my head.
Or whatever day you were arrested in at the end of July, to August 5th, the time you gave your statement, you were held without bond, correct?
Yes.
You didn't have a bond?
Yeah.
And you were being held in Rice Street.
Yes.
Is Rice Street a place you wanted to be?
No.
And I'm not going to get into your medical history, but you have specific medical concerns, correct?
A lot of them.
Okay.
Damn, I forgot to. Yeah, he's sick as shit. With sickle cell and Rice Street.
You feel would give you treatment, appropriate treatment for your medical needs, Rice Street.
No, I almost died in it like 2-3 times.
You wanted out of Rice Street, correct?
Yes.
You also had some issues in federal court, correct?
Yes.
And that revolved around your purchase of guns, correct?
Yes.
And you were accused of being essentially a straw purchaser. They wanted to talk to you. You didn't ask to speak to them.
I know for a fact I ain't asked called them. Well, I'm called them myself. I'm locked up.
Okay.
You contact us. You want to come down here and make a statement about these cases that we have?
You heard Investigator Gaither say that you wanted to come down here to make a statement about these cases we have.
Yes, but I told y'all and them pull up the phone. It was my jail phone. I never called them myself.
Okay.
Trying to make Quindarius look like a liar.
Without any hope of getting out, isn't that correct?
Yes.
You wanted to talk to the police to try to get yourself out of trouble.
At that time, I didn't know the details of that case right there, what I was meant, why I was being charged. But
And the reason you wanted to talk about other cases is because information that you give is a bargaining chip for leniency in the future for you to get out quicker, correct?
but
You talking about the 30 girl at Mechanicsville? Demekian. Demekian told me that they had shot the houses. Then who had shot the houses? They, what it was? Shannon.
This man's snitching. His boys shooting up houses?
So if gang came back, they shot up. They saw him right up. I guess that was you want to go that night.
The first thing you said in that interview was that you weren't there that night.
yeah,
That was a lie.
I told you 400 times it was a lie.
Point out lies. It's the credibility of a witness in front of the jury.
You knew what happened, not because you were there, but because Demekian had come over to your house the next day and confessed to you about what had occurred, correct?
Yes.
And that Demekian had told you that him and Tay and, this is the quote, what it was, Shannon, confession by Demekian was made up, correct?
I told y'all that.
That was a lie.
Yes.
In the beginning of that clip, Investigator Gaither is confronting you and saying she's got phone records.
Yes.
Okay. And she's telling you that she knows you weren't home all night.
Yes.
And you say to her, I'm being honest. That was a lie. You claiming you were being honest was a lie.
Yes.
You said, I promise I wasn't there. That was a lie.
I told y'all it was a lie.
You went on to talk about the shooting of a house where the mother of a rapper named LUCCI lived, correct?
Yes, I think yeah.
You ended up telling lies to the police about that case.
Answer and explain, yes, because I had the gun. I keep telling y'all all this came out of my preliminary hearing.
Okay. So you were trying to get ahead of that case because you were aware that the gun you were arrested with would match that scene as well.
Yes.
One of those other cases that you wanted to talk about was Donovan Thomas.
Yes.
Okay, you, in your understanding, that was a big case.
Yes.
That was the type of case that the police are interested in.
Yes.
That's the type of case that if you give information about that case, it can help you get a bond.
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
In his mind, we have to look at his mind state when he's giving these statements. That's his bias and motivation.
That wasn't.
Sustained.
This desire to help you help yourself caused you to tell a bunch of lies on August 5th, 2015, didn't it?
I told them a lie.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
So as a juror, do you believe that he lied back then, or do you think it's the truth? I feel like it could be 50-50 for some of these jurors, dude. It depends on like the type of person the juror is. That's the tricky thing about trials, man. Like you don't know if this person has gone through shit, seen shit.
Investigator Gaither never charged Shannon Stillwell, did she?
They never charged him or brought up his name.
Did the district attorney's office, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, ever charge in this indictment Shannon Stillwell with the events of April 28th, 2015?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that question. The indictment speaks for itself, and period.
Sustained.
Separating his client from the incident, even though in 2015 he said Shannon was there, but now he's saying it was a lie. So jury's gonna have to decide.
Do you know if in this indictment, Shannon Stillwell is even accused of the April 28th, 2015 shootings?
I don't know.
Okay. The Donovan Thomas case back in 2015. And I know that you've said it's lies, correct?
Yes.
You actually gave 2 statements to the police about these, all of these things. You met with the police on August 5th, 2015 with Gaither, Dennis, and Thorpe, correct?
Yes.
And then as the state brought out, you also had a proffer session set up by your attorney, correct?
That I didn't know nothing about.
Okay, to your understanding, did your attorney set that up?
I never knew until I got there.
You've been asked about what you said about Shannon, my client, allegedly confessing to you. Mr. Zachary, you would agree that the truth never changes, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Vague and bowstring and...
You would agree the truth never changes?
Yes.
You would agree that if you tell a true story on different days, that story should not change?
Objection, vague, improper.
Jeffrey Williams' condo that night, or that morning, early hours of the morning, Shannon was not there. Is that your testimony? I'm talking about in court. Now, under oath.
I think when I first got there, Shannon went down.
Okay. However, this statement that you gave August 5th, 2015, you told the police that you pulled up with Muntunk and you saw Shannon when you arrived.
Man, they know them were lies. How long ago it was? They ever lies.
I understand, but I'm asking, that's what you said on August 5th. That was the lie you told.
Yes.
And supposedly everybody went back to Doug's condo on 10th Street.
Nah, when I that with me, Doug, yeah, that Shannon had came later that morning though. But when I found out looked at that, then my right there with me, Shannon, yeah, Munson had pulled up too, because he had everybody called it, he pulled up.
In that clip, on March 3rd, 2017, you were asked about when you pulled up, right?
Yes.
To the condo. And you said the only people there were Yak, Thug, and Dolly, correct?
Yes.
And that Shannon didn't show up until later that morning.
They told you that? Yes.
You told them that Shannon was not there when you arrived at Jeffrey's condo.
Yes.
Who was with you at the condo when Munson called and said?
Me, Doug, yeah, Dolly, and Doug girls.
Where was Shannon?
Him and me, with some girls. With some girls like my face at the condo.
That second clip from March 3rd, 2017, again, you say that Yak, Dolly, Thug, and you were at the condo, correct?
Yes.
And you were specifically asked, where's Shannon?
Yeah.
And you told, did you recognize that voice as the person who asked you?
Dennis.
You told the police and the DAs that were sitting in that meeting that Shannon was with some girls with Demekion.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up to Jeffrey's condo until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Told you that, yeah.
So he's poking holes in the timeline here about when girls arrived and shit.
He said we called him down bad.
All right, that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
He said we called him down bad.
All right. Well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, right? And he said he was with Yak,
He
Nard.
said while he was Demekion, so.
Okay, so
That is where you're telling the lie on Shannon in the 2017 interview, correct?
Yes.
Shannon told you we caught Nut down bad when he got there that morning. That's what you told the police.
Yes.
After he got dropped off by the girls.
Yes.
And in fact, you're the person who let him in the condo when the girls dropped him off, correct?
Yes.
Because you need a card to get into the condo and you had to go down and let them in, and that's how you saw the girls.
Yes.
From 2015 to 2017, your story about the circumstances of this supposed confession changed.
Yes.
You claim that Shannon tells you after asking you for a gun or asking Moontu for a gun so he can go see girls, right?
Yes.
2017, you're claiming Shannon confessed. You're claiming you never saw Shannon that night when you arrived, and you're claiming Shannon confessed after he returns, after he's been dropped off by the girls, which you saw.
Yes.
Both lies.
I told you I lied.
But the lies changed, didn't they?
Yes, I ain't even remember. You see, they were saying and I.
The truth doesn't change, but lies change, correct?
Yes.
Did any of the investigators, did any of the district attorneys sitting up there with you say, hold on, Mr. Zachary, back in 2015, you said this, now you're saying this. Explain why it changed. Did anyone
Objection, compound.
Sustained.
Did anyone ask for clarification of why your story had changed?
No.
Doing what any lawyer would do, point out this witness's story changed several times.
The lie you gave was that Shannon said, we caught the N nut down bad, right?
Yes.
You also added that lie by saying Shannon told you that it was him, Yak, Nard, and Duop in the car, correct?
Yes.
As Ms. Love is brought out in direct examination, you also claim that Shannon gave you all sorts of details about the incident. That was a lie you told in 2015.
Yes.
Okay. But I have information that can maybe get me some help, right?
Yes.
Get me out of jail. Give me leniency.
Yes.
And it was a confession that someone just told you. That's the information you had.
Your Honor, these are asked and answered.
Sustained.
That was a lie.
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Completely made up.
Asked and answered.
Oh, Shard, man. He's so funny.
These lies that you told, how they worked out for you.
Your Honor, and with respect to the commentary, I object.
Sustained.
You said you were facing, what was it, 190?
189.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay. You pled guilty to that 2015 case in what, 2017?
Late
Objection,
2017.
asked and answered.
Late 2017.
Late 2017, and you were,
I was
out of those 189 years, how much time did you end up serving?
28 months in Rice Street, but I had another case I was fighting to.
Right, and you ended up getting 28 months, actually 27 months in Rice Street, total sentence for the shooting case and the gun case, correct?
Nah, I had beat the gun charge, but I ain't never, but I still had other cases too.
And were they wrapped into the 27 months?
Nah, it was separate.
You've admitted to being in possession of guns that were on the scene of multiple shootings,
Yes.
being present and making a video with Antonio Sledge threatening to shoot Shell Cal.
Yes.
Okay. Video with Antonio Sledge?
Yeah.
That's part of this indictment, correct?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor. Foundation.
He doesn't know, he doesn't know.
Foundation. Relevance. The jury has the indictment.
You admitted to posing in a picture with gun pointed at the camera with the Mickey on Garlington?
Yes.
With the caption, "We bring homicide"?
Yes.
That's charged in this indictment, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
You don't know?
Sustained.
Okay. Were you ever put on this indictment?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Foundation.
Were you ever charged under this indictment?
Nah, they know they ain't never want to charge me.
Okay. So you were facing 189 years.
Objection. Asked and answered.
What the rest of the question is going to be.
You served 27 months, and then you were left off this indictment.
Objection. Asked and answered, Judge.
Yes, sustained.
He went from facing 189 years to only serving 27 months and not being in this RICO when he's in like all these overt acts.
Were you aware that in open court,
Objection, Your Honor, as to whether or not I'd ask that the witness be required to give a foundation for anything done while he wasn't in here considering the rules of sequestration.
involved him? Were
Okay,
you
we have
aware
questions.
that in open court, DA Love wanted to remind your attorney
Objection,
that you're
Your
on 20
Honor,
years
that is
probation?
not relevant and that is improper and Mr. Sharp knows that.
Sustained.
I mean, she did do that. She was trying to remind him, you're out on 20 years probation.
An objection that the state has regarding the last line of questioning by Mr. Sharp when the state objected based on the beginning of his question. And Mr. Sharp asked the question that he did. Are you aware that the district attorney told your attorney that you face 20 years of probation? This is not the first such kind of question regarding something that is improper that has come up. And I would ask the court to remind counsel that those types of, that's not an appropriate line of questioning. It's not a relevant line of questioning. And it's just an attempt to essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel. And I don't think that that is proper, at least not the question that he asked.
Your Honor, I wasn't casting aspersions on opposing counsel. I was casting aspersions of what opposing counsel did. I couldn't
Same
believe
thing, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I couldn't believe it when I was in court the other day and a DA is sitting there talking to, in open court, to the attorney of a witness and is openly saying, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years. I mean it. And my thing is, she knows why she said it.
Your Honor.
That message was to be relayed to Demikian to Quindarius Zachary. That's the only reason it would be said in open court. And I assume that Mr. Scheib, in his short tenure as attorney for Mr. Zachary, conveyed that message because that message was made loud and clear in open court. Mr. Scheib was not the one that needs to testify, according to the state. Mr. Scheib's not the one on probation. Mr. Zachary is. So yes, when the state says to about a state's witness to their attorney in open court, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years and I'll charge him with perjury and we'll revoke his probation, whatever was said, I would rely on the transcript. Yeah, I assume that message has been relayed to the witness, and I do believe it was intimidation. I'm not going to sit here and say it's witness intimidation and all that. I'm not saying that, Judge. What I'm saying is intimidation in the colloquial layman's term sense. It was a message that was sent, and I wanted to see if he received the message because that is relevant to his bias and motive in testifying.
Your Honor, Mr. Sharp knows that, number one, all of the things that he's representing as being said weren't said, and he still knows that that was an improper question to place before this witness. And to the extent that any attorney is asked something outside the presence of the witness, to ask the witness, was he aware of something that was said outside of his presence? Mr. Sharp has no good faith basis for asking the witness a question. It is not relevant whether or not the witness's attorney, some other person, was told that his client should not commit perjury. And I don't think all of what Mr. Sharp said was false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
Note, Your Honor, that not one time when Mr. Zachary was on the stand did I claim that Miss Love intimidated him. I never used the word intimidate. In front of the jury, I'm talking about. What I said was, are you aware that Miss Love talked about your, I can't quote directly, but talked about you're still on 20 years probation, which was said. I don't even independently know how many years probation is. The only reason I know is because Miss Love said it in open court. So everything was factual. And, I think it's relevant when a DA is saying, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with Miss Love. If people are difficult witnesses, we all deal with difficult witnesses in different ways. So I'm not even trying to judge what she said or how she said it. All I'm saying is it was said. And I wanted to know if he got that message, because that message was clearly intended for him. It wasn't intended for Dennis Shive.
Well, I'm not sure that's true because at the time, I don't think they had yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So that's really all there is to it.
Judge is like, all right, it's sustained. Who cares? Let's move on. But I'm telling you, this judge don't give a fuck sometimes.
I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp keep talking.
Ms. Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
You see what I'm saying, bro? She had to piss. That's what was going on there. All right, Yak Gotti's lawyer, Doug Weinstein, up.
Yak isn't from Cleveland Avenue, right?
No.
You know, Yak is from Miami.
Yes.
And that he travels back and forth to Miami pretty frequently, right?
Yes.
And Yak wasn't a member of Rock Crew.
No.
But he is an artist. He does rap, correct?
Yes.
He writes music, right?
Yes.
He sings.
Yes.
He raps. And he's with the YSL record label, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You testified that you were a drug user back then, right?
Yes.
And that at the time of that interview, August 5th, 2015, and I guess preceding that, you'd been going through withdrawal, right?
Yes.
But one of the things that you said on direct was that you can't put a guy with autism and ADHD in an interview room and expect him to tell the truth. You remember saying that?
Can't. I remember saying no.
Okay. You think people with autism can't tell the truth?
I mean, yes, but the tension and...
Are you blaming your lying on your autism?
I'm blaming my state of mind in that interview. I'm blaming what I said in the interview on my mind.
On your mind?
It's not my heart.
But folks with ADHD, they're capable of telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you testified you thought F everybody else, right?
I did wrong, yes.
Including everybody else. F Yak. F my client.
I was especially wrong for that.
Yeah, especially wrong for that because he's sitting right over there right now on trial, right?
He never showed me nothing but like love.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you.
He never showed me nothing but love, bro. Wow.
And you testified today that you love Garlington. You remember that?
Yes.
You testified also that you don't want to name folks. You don't want to lie on folks from Cleveland Avenue, right?
Yes.
And Yak's not from Cleveland Avenue. So you can lie on him, right?
Yes.
And your play that Garlington came to you with, that play was to name Shannon and Yak as being involved in the murder of Nut.
It really wasn't. Like, Garlington told me like what somebody else had implicated him in and wanted him to do.
Yeah. But in that interview, you lied. And you said that Yak was involved in the murder of Donovan Thomas. You told the cops that.
I lied.
You lied. And when you lied and you told them that, they didn't dive in and ask you details of that at all, did they?
No.
They just took that and they went with it, correct?
Yes.
No further questions about that. And you remember testifying that you're cool with Copeland, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, all right. Yak never told me nothing. You remember saying that?
No.
Yak never told you he was involved in the Donovan Thomas murder.
No.
So you just made all that up?
Yes.
But you're sitting here today, right?
Yes.
And my client Yak is sitting over there, right?
Yes.
And you're not on the indictment?
No.
So it worked out okay for you? It didn't work out okay for Yak, did it?
No.
So you lied in 2015. In 2017, in your interview, you lied then too.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
But in that 2017 interview, you also said you didn't believe those guys did it. You didn't believe Yak did it anymore. You remember that?
Objection, asked and answered.
In your 2017 interview, you said you didn't believe those guys, meaning Yak, Shannon, and the others, did it.
I'm answer you and I'm explaining.
Go ahead.
Yes, I said that, but I had already told the lawyer. That's why I told y'all, like, I don't know how I ended up in there.
I understand. Thank you for
I
that.
had been telling them already that I was lying.
Yeah. And when they asked you who you thought did it, you said that you thought Kenneth Copeland did it.
Yes.
But never mind.
He said Woody did it?
Dennis and Gaither, that you thought Woody was the shooter.
Your Honor, objection as to mischaracterization. And
he can answer yes, he told him that, or no, he didn't.
Is that the end of your objection?
You told Dennis and Gaither that Woody was the shooter in your 2017 interview.
Yeah, sustained on that.
Not test. Do you remember in your interview in 2017 with Dennis and Gaither, do you remember saying one reason you thought Woody was the shooter, that y'all were calling him all day?
Hang on.
I'm going to object as to this line of questioning. I think it gets into something that has been litigated and opens the door to other things.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
I will withdraw the question.
Okay.
Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak tremendous amounts of problems?
Question. Objection, improper. Vague, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
All right, that's it for day 136. Pretty wild there towards the end. Weinstein just pointing out more lies. Everyone pointing out lies. Quindarius Zachary apparently lied a lot. Hit subscribe to the channel membership. Love you guys. Peace out.